Welcome to Windsurfing.TV for the first episode of the Australian Training Diaries. Yes, I've been here over a month and I've done jack all. And know why? Because it's been windy. It has been so windy. And we've had waves, so I've been sailing all the time. I've had a bit of a holiday, and now it's back to business. Christmas is coming up. The forecast is looking even better, and we have one day, and one day only, and it's today. And it is stinking hot. How hot? I'll tell you what. That hot. Can you see that? It is 45 degrees. It is dripping. I had to just put the t-shirt on. So by the end of this video, this thing will probably be wet. So we're going to give you a quick roundup because I've got to get packed up because I'm going up north. There's a massive swell for Christmas. I think actually you guys at home have got, what is it? The remains of Hurricane Barbara or something's coming over the UK and Europe. So it looks like you're going to get a good Christmas as well. We've got a big swell coming up north. Like I said, I'm going to be heading up to that. So what has been going on since I've got here? Well, I've had a pretty eventful trip. I had to get here, sort the van out, managed to do all that. I'll spare you the little details, but it had to go through its MOT or through the pits or whatever you want to do, and it did. The only thing is I was without it for about a week, and luckily my mate Ben Newson gave me a ring just as I got here. The forecast was good. I'd already made it to Jero, and he was like, do you fancy a trip? I was like, Newson, you know what? I do, because I'm carless. So he had a spare seat in his van, and we towed up the Flying Boris, which is his basically, it's basically a little tin boat, which is quite useful. More on that in a minute. And we went up with Jesper, Orth, and we went up north to Naarlu. The forecast was, for me, looking pretty average, but we scored it. We had some sick waves, I've got to be honest with you. It was pretty busy. Okay, it wasn't that busy. It was bloody good though. We had sort of head to logo high waves. We had some absolute runners coming all the way through the point. So we sort of only went up there on a 2-day forecast, 2-3-day forecast, and we pretty much scored every day. So everyone had a jolly old good time. Well, apart from Newson, who ripped the fins out of his board and had to borrow my Quantum, but in the end he was loving that board, so that was good to see. But there's just such good nugs up there. You just get up right up and under them. And everyone was scoring some decent waves. Even had the old shared wave as well. I mean, just for fun, the old school sort of Robbie Nash, Bjorn style. Me and Newson rocking it down the pint. Just good times up in Naarlu. And you got to finish the session. You got to finish the session with a beer, haven't you? That's just how you do it. It tastes so good. Then we were going to come back down south, but Newson, he had the boat. We decided we were going to go, well, they decided they were going to go on a fishing trip. And I was 50-50 about the fishing trip, but it ended up being such a good call. We went up to Exmouth. I've never been up there. Obviously a little bit further north than Naarlu. And the Ningaloo Reef sort of runs all the way down the side of Exmouth, down the one side. And there is literally just reef breaks all the way across. So we had a couple of days fishing. Big fish coming in the boat. I mean, all sorts, shapes and varieties. I think Jesper had never been fishing before. Caught this massive GT thing. It's like 20 odd kilos.
Fucking Aussie! It's a massive trevally, mate.
And some of the noises he was making trying to get it in the boat and pick it up was just absolutely hilarious. Any comments?
That was intense.
He also caught like a cobia, and Newson was pulling in mahi.
Fucking Canish!
Fucking hell, fire! And all this stuff, and you're probably thinking, well, what did you catch, Ben? Well, I'll tell you what, I caught bugger all. Well, bugger all in the fishing sense, because nothing I caught was eatable. Caught some barracudas, rubbish. 2 small Spanish mackerel, not big enough. I caught 2 fish on 1 lure, pretty impressive. I know what you're thinking, yes, impressive, but they were still tiddlers. And then I got a couple of big hookups. I thought, now is my chance. And the reel is going... No! Oh, yeah. coming this way or I've lost it. Only to find the actual thing snapped by the time it got in. They reckon the shark had it, or the nose of the marlin. That's what I'm thinking has ripped it off. Anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about fishing because obviously there's a windsurfing podcast diary. Actually, no, I've got to say, Newson caught a shark. 7-foot shark, got it all the way back to the boat. Pretty impressive that. I was on the hook thing and I was thinking, what would we do? We're going to get this thing in the boat. Apparently it's good eating, I was told, but in the end it snapped the line. Newson ended up flat on his back, but exactly, that was a good story. So then we're up in Exmouth, the wind swings round, and actually there's some bloody good sailing up there. There's one spot called the Bommy. It's next to the lighthouse. That was running really nicely. There's, like I say, loads of reefs all the way down. And we ended up sailing like this outer reef. We had to take the boat to it. You could sail out to it, but if you broke anything, it'd be a total disaster. So me and Newson, Jesper had gone home by this point, and we were out in the boat, rigging up in the boat, and just sort of taking it in turns, taking a few snaps. Pretty hard to get video. Newson did rig up the GoPro on the side of the boat. You can't really see much from this, but the wave was such a sick wave, just reeling really quick, really fast, not that easy to ride, and you couldn't get stuck inside. There was no run out, so you had to make it to the end of the wave, otherwise you'd end up just in no water at all. So top experience. You're going to see more of those pictures, I'm guessing soon. We're going to put some sort of article together, and obviously you're seeing a few now. So that was pretty much Exmouth, and then we came down. Newson had to go back to work, works as a fireman in the airport. Yeah, busy job. And I stayed in Jarrow, and Jarrow has been like the home base. So I've been here. We haven't got that much footage. I've just kind of, like I said, I've been on holiday. But Dieter van der Eyken, in the meantime, had turned up, and he is pushing super hard at the moment, and it's been very good for me. I'm knocking on a bit, so I need the young boys to kind of push me pretty hard, and he's been bashing out all the jumps, and he's on a one-man mission this year to sort his doubles out, like every year for me. I think I go around in circles, but he is pushing hard, and well, I've only got 2 on camera, and both of them are landed. The first one, a little bit scary.
Saying something, here we go. Not bad. Pretty good.
You see what I mean? A little bit endo, but it's still solid. Sails away nicely. Next one, I think we came in. He said, I think I'm not pulling in enough. I need to bring my back leg up. Went out, and the next one absolutely nailed it.
Yes, perfect. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Yes, exactly. So pressure's on Proffitt. I'm going out there, run after run, and I don't know what's happened. I've got the double fear, and I get it. I don't know what it is. It takes me a while to get into it. So it took me a day and a bit, maybe a bit longer. Ended up going for one on the worst day possible. Just kind of had to do it. I think Dieter threatened me with a wax chest. Not that I'm that hairy, but I just thought I need something to push me over the edge. Anyway, you can see by this GoPro footage, it wasn't the prettiest one, but I have a feeling that will be the moment. Then it's going to start rolling now. We're going to start pushing some doubles. I've been watching Costas. I've got a few ideas. I have had a few problems with my knee and my back, which have kind of stopped me doing my forwards, which I think has been a problem. But anyway, I think we're over that now. What other news are we getting from the beach? Who's around? Well, obviously all the regulars around. Anyone who's been to Western Australia, Gelton, they'll know Eddie the Eagle. And he's had a bit of an unfortunate time. He got here, I think he'd been sailing a couple of weeks, landed on a second wave, and he snapped his fibula and tibia in one go and like sheared it off. Horrible. Everyone sort of helped him. He's been to the hospital. He's all hobbling around now, and he's got to play caddy now for the next couple of months to his wife. So I think she's pretty. I don't think she's too happy about it, but she's getting into it now. She's getting a bit of sailing. Eddie's hobbling around, poor, bless him. But he's had a fair bit of sailing this time. Obviously, Justina Schnaddy's over here, and she's sailing really good. I've got to be honest. She's got some really nice wave ride, big hacks, back loops, obviously going higher on her forwards, and she looks in in fine form at the moment. Ferran as well from Barcelona. He's been throwing down the moves. He's been going for it. Usually he goes to Cape Town. I think he's missing a little bit of Cape Town. He's missing the lights and the discos and stuff. He's not quite into the hippie lifestyle yet, but sailing's been good recently, so he's getting more and more happy. I mean, there's loads of people around. Dutch Peter's here, Doctor, I think, yeah. Dieter, Doctor, yeah. I'm hearing from Dieter's Doctor, but he's just started to make some back loops as well, so he's getting some nice back loops and getting some more moves, wants to go for the push loop, so we're going to have a bit more of that. We do have lots more stuff to come, but I'm going to wrap it up because I don't want to go on too long. The last trip we did was another Nalu trip. We've been up there a bit actually, and me and Dieter, well, the conditions, we scored it again. Just a 2-day mission, 3-day mission up there, just bish bash bosh, nice clean long waves. We had some windier stuff where the waves were a bit smaller and just fun. It was just such a good trip, but obviously Nalu would be a lot busier if it wasn't for these pesky little buggers. Fly challenge, take 50 fucking 5. Ah! Yeah, that is the fly challenge. I'm not joking. It is ridiculous. You watch the locals, they just stand there and the flies are crawling in the mouth. Ah, it's pretty minging. And that's it. Like I said, I've got to go and get packed. I'm going to go and edit this hopefully before I go. Have a merry Christmas. Have a few beers on me. And we'll see you as soon as I get my act together. But things are going to start rolling quickly now. Watch out for the doubles. Dieter's going to be landing planing one soon, aren't you? So they said, Ben, you have a good time in Nalu? I said, yeah, it was all right. How was the waves? I said, yeah, not bad. Pretty average. Flies? I was like, nah, wasn't too bad actually. You can't handle this. You got to stick to Cape Town if you can't handle this. Hey, Dieter.
Woohoo! This is the saviour.
Fucking hell!